Hello everybody, I am Dr. Srinivasaya. Today, let us try to understand on the topic of fiscal policy, objectives and implications. Fiscal policy and objectives, implications, it is one of the important matter in relation to the governments at the present world economic situation. Therefore, this topic is taken as an important topic. The presentation as the present plan, that is introduction of fiscal policy, meaning of fiscal policy, types of fiscal policy, objectives of fiscal policy, components of fiscal policy, role and significance of fiscal policy and inflation, and finally conclusion. This is how my presentation plan is expected to happen in this session. In the introduction, fiscal policy, it is the measures undertaken by the government to control over money circulation in the economy. It is the measure when it takes in the form of increasing in the tax based on the situations of the economy, again decreasing in the government expenditure again based on the situation of the economy. This is going to control over the entire money circulation. Therefore, it is one of the good weapon, it is one of the good tool for the government in relation to fiscal policy. Fiscal policy is a part of macroeconomics. It is a macroeconomic policy which enables government to bring economic stabilization. This policy is also known as income and expenditure policy. Because of this policy, we can expand the economy in many ways. So therefore, we can say that it is one of the important policy for the government to take over economic activities in the state or a nation. One more major function of the fiscal policy is to stabilize the economy. Because of this fiscal policy, government can stabilize the economy. How? Suppose if there is a too much supply of money in the economy, that is the case, what will they do? They increasing in the taxes. Because of increased taxes, more money is flowing from individuals to the government. As a result, there is a less circulation of money in the economy, therefore economic activities will be controlled. On the other hand, sometimes when there is no money in the system, what will they do? They decreasing in the taxes. Because of decreased taxes, what will happen? There will be more money in the hands of individuals. As a result, what will happen? There will be more circulation of money in the system. As a result, expansion of economic activities will take place. Similarly, all the activities will stabilize accordingly. See, the current government intention is to achieve fiscal deficit target by not reducing the expenditure, by increasing tax collection. See, it is one of the beautiful thing which we need to understand. See, reducing expenditure, actually it is not an important task for any government for that matter. What they are going to do? They are going to increase the tax collection. So increasing in the tax collection, and again with not reducing the government expenditure, it is a beautiful thing where governments are going to undertake the policy for the social welfare of the state, which means to bring welfare state in the society. As a result, this fiscal policy an important tool, an important matter for that matter to bring, so that is social welfare in the society. At the same time, in J.M. Keynes, it said that when government changes the level of taxation, government spending, it influences the effective demand. There was a concept where J.M. Keynes was telling in his public expenditure and fiscal policies, when people do not have work, ask them people to dig the well and close the well, which means money has to flow from governments to the individual. Relatively, all the economic activities will be encouraged. Investment will be encouraged, output will be encouraged, income of the individuals will be encouraged, savings will be encouraged, investment will be encouraged, expansion of economic activity, industries. As a result, there is a possibility of increasing in the income of individual. Then finally, it is resulted in the effective demand. So this is possible to achieve in the name of fiscal policy. This was propounded by the J.M. Keynes in the name of increasing in public spending. So therefore, after the introduction of 1936, that is J.M. Keynes, the general theory of employment, interest and money, with this the fiscal policy gained its importance, and also it is a kind of a solution for Second World War period for the reduction of all irregularities in the economic system. Okay, so this is how where the introduction of fiscal policy, which we can understand. More very important, we need to keep in mind, that is fiscal policy is the measures undertaken by the government to control over money circulation in the economy based on the economic situation, which means to say that sometimes there is an inflation, sometimes there is a deflation. Based on this inflationary situation, how taxes has to be increased and how public expenditure has to be decreased. On the other hand, when there is a deflation, how taxes has to be decreased and how public expenditure has to be increased. This is a very important tool in the name of fiscal policy will undertake by the government to control over the entire economic scenario, entire economic situation in the country, to have a control over all economic activities in the nation. Next, meaning of fiscal policy. Since we understand that measures undertaken by the government to control over money circulation, so this is the policy which is going to undertake by the government to control over the entire money circulation. Fiscal policy involves the decisions that government makes regarding the collection of revenue through taxation and about spending and revenue. Here, very important, fiscal policy which contains two important things, that is taxation and spending of revenue. Here, what do you mean by taxation? Is a taxation is nothing but, so that is how an individual is going to pay tax without having any direct benefit by the government. It's a directly where governments, the individuals are paying towards government. Okay, where spending, government spending, after collecting money, government is going to spend in the name of public expenditure. It is a sister strategy to control monetary policy through which a central bank influences nation's money supply. So which means to say that it is also like a monetary policy to control over money circulation. Like how monetary policy, central banks are going to control money circulation. Like this, the fiscal policy is going to control money circulation in the economy. It is any decision to change the level, composition or timing of government expenditure to vary the burden, the structure or frequency of tax payment is fiscal policy, which means to say that here on what time, which composition, which is the level of decision has to be taken, which frequency of tax payment is. These are all the things are being decided in the name of fiscal policy. That is the meaning of fiscal policy. Here, another very important thing we need to understand. If the central banks takes any decision, normally that decision will reach us to all organized sector. But in the case of fiscal policy, it will reach us all organized as well as unorganized sector. One example which I would like to share with you all, that is recently when COVID-19 impact to control, Government of India announces certain package. At the same time, Reserve Bank of India announces some package. When Government of India announces some packages, so it is reached all the people who are real beneficiaries are expected to happen, even the construction workers, laborers and other the farming class. Whereas the monetary policy, when Reserve Bank of India announces the decision, it is reaches the policy only in the purview of banking sector. It has not come out with the complete sector of the economy. So therefore, we can say that if both monetary policy and fiscal policy takes a decision in coordination with effectiveness, there is a possibility to bring good stabilization, good growth in the economy. As a result, with the proper coordination between monetary policy and fiscal policy, economic development become more effective. Next, so what are the different types of fiscal policy? We can identify two types of fiscal policy. One is expansionary fiscal policy, another one is contractionary fiscal policy. What is this expansionary fiscal policy? The expansionary fiscal policy says that, see, when government spending, see, listen here, when government spending increases, what is going to happen? Money flow from government to the individual. As a result, there will be a expansion of economic activities. This will happen at the same time by decreasing in the taxes. See, listen here, by decreasing in taxes and increasing in the government spending, there is a easy flow of money from government to the individual. As a result, expansionary physical activities will take place. Therefore, there will be more money in the hands of individual. When people have money on their hand, what will they do? They save more money and investment increases with the banks. When there is an expansion of industrial activities, because of the expansion of industrial activity, employment will increases. As a result of increasing in the employment opportunity, so there is again increasing in the standard of living. Because of this, all the other related economic activities will also get expanded. So this is the expansionary fiscal policy where government can undertake to stimulate the economic activities. Similarly, what has happened in the year 2008 when global economic crisis was happened? By that time, government has injected more money into the system. When government is injected more money into the system in the name of public spending, all the other activities will get stimulated. Relatively, inflation will also increases, prices will increases. As a result, the producers will also getting some kind of a gain. So that will be percolated among all the sections of the society. As a result, we can say that expansionary fiscal policy will undertake in the system. On the other hand, there is a contractionary fiscal policy. What is this contractionary fiscal policy? Contractionary fiscal policy is decrease in the government spending and increasing in the taxes. What will happen when this happens? When taxes increases, there will be more money is flowing from individuals to the government. See here government spending decreases, and there is an increasing in the taxes. As a result, what will happen? More money is flowed from individuals to the government. So there will be less money in the hands of individual. Savings decreases, investment decreases, expansion of industry activities will be contrasted, then employment contrasted, then that is the standard of living will be reduced. As a result, all other economic activities will have an impact, negative impact. So because of this contractionary fiscal policy, so therefore we can say that these different kinds of fiscal policies by the government will undertake based on the situations in the economy. When there is the inflationary situation, they will go with the contractionary fiscal policy. When there is a deflation, they will go with the policy of expansionary fiscal policy. On the other hand, developed countries and underdeveloped countries, normally developed countries, they will be having all the infrastructure. That is the case, they would like to maintain stable inflation rate. At the same time, developing countries, normally they will go with the expansionary fiscal policies. What is this expansionary fiscal policy? Expansionary fiscal policy is reducing the tax and increasing in the government spending, which will percolate the complete economic benefits to the other different sections of the society. As a result, we can say that then there is a possibility of expansion of economic activity, so where we can achieve the economic growth, employment, all these things can be achieved with these kind of different kinds of fiscal policy in the name of expansionary fiscal policy and contractionary fiscal policy. Next, then what are the objectives of this fiscal policy? Objectives of this fiscal policy means, why this fiscal policy? Before implementing this fiscal policy, governments, what are the things they kept in their mind? The important thing kept in their mind by the governments are, that is to decrease in regional differences. What will happen? Sometimes some regions are developed more, some regions are developed less. So that is the case, what government is going to do? When on the developed regions, government is going to spend less. On the underdeveloped region, government is going to spend more. As a result, we can reduce the differences in the regional difference among the region. So therefore, we can say that it is an important tool to achieve fiscal policy to decrease regional difference. Similarly, effective mobilization of resource. See, as a fiscal policy, resource mobilization is also very important. How they are going to mobilize resource? Say, increasing in tax. If they want to increasing in tax through fiscal policy, they can increase the tax. As a result, they will be having enough money to spend on the public welfare. Sometimes if government want to reduce taxes, on the same time, only if they want to do only police states, that is the case, they are going to reduce tax where there will be less burden by the government towards social welfare. Next, efficient allocation of financial resources. See, because of these taxes, because of this expenditure, government is going to spend money on publics at various tools. So this is possible only the proper implementation of fiscal policy. So therefore, we can say that efficient allocation of financial resources is possible with the help of this fiscal policy. Reduction in inequalities of income and wealth. When there is a income inequalities takes place, obviously we can reduce the tax, we can increase the tax, and we can reduce the tax. So now to take an example of the present situations in the mind, what is that into? So when people are getting less salary, government is going to charge less taxes. When people are receiving more salary, government is charging more taxes. As a result, what is going to happen? So that is, people who are having more wealth, they are paying more tax. People who are having less wealth, they are paying less tax. So this is the way where reduction of income inequality also can take place with the help of this fiscal policy. Price stabilization and control of inflation. Price stability in any economy, it is very important. Why this price stabilization? When price stabilization is not there, it is imbalance will happen in the economic system. Everybody cannot pay the complete price, whatever it is being increased. As a result, they are going to maintain a stability with the help of this fiscal policy. On some goods, on some essential goods, government can reduce the tax. As a result, what will happen? The price stability can establish. So therefore, we can say that it is one of the important tools. Then control of inflation. How control of inflation will take place as an objective of the fiscal policy? Control of inflation is possible when there is an inflation, government is going to increase the tax and decreasing in the public expenditure. As a result, more money is flow from individuals to the government. Then there will be less money in the system. As a result, price will be controlled, then money value is expected to increase. This is the way where they are going to control inflation. Employment generation. What is that objective into employment generation? Employment generation, here creation of more employment opportunities. When the decreasing in taxes, more savings, more investment, industry expansion. Obviously, when industry expansion is taking place, employment generation is taking place. This is the way where fiscal policy can undertake. Capital formation. Capital formation, similarly, like when there is a reduction in the taxes, people they save more. When investment will take place, then more capital formation is in this name fiscal policy can also do favorably towards capital formation. Development of infrastructure. See, the fiscal policy in the name of public expenditure, development of infrastructure is possible when government is spending more money on public. As a result, more infrastructure being generated. When more infrastructure is being generated, obviously there is a possibility where all the other activities will get stimulated. When economic activity is getting it stimulated, obviously development in the nation is possible. Economic growth, similarly, if they wanted to encourage economic growth, they are going to decrease the tax and increasing in the public expenditure. Obviously, all the activities will stimulate, then finally it is resulted increasing in per capita income, national income, GDP, deficit balance of effects, and so other thing will it is an important objective of the fiscal policy. Foreign exchange earnings. How this foreign exchange earning is possible with the help of this fiscal policy? Foreign exchange earning is possible with the help of fiscal policy is like this. See, that is, when there is a decreasing in taxes on some goods, obviously there is an increasing in the exports. As a result, where we can earn more money from the other foreign country, and this is also an important objective by the fiscal policy. So therefore, these are the very important objectives we need to keep in mind as a objectives of fiscal policy by the government to control our money circulation in keeping social development in the nation. See, components of fiscal policy. What are the different components of fiscal policy? First one, expenditure policy. See, fiscal policy, which already we understand, measures undertaken by the government to control over money circulation. Since it is a measure of the government, when government is going to spend more money on public, on social overhead expenditure, what will happen? There is a increasing in infrastructure will leads to increase the development of agriculture, industries, service sector. This development is possible with the help of fiscal policy, that too as a component of expenditure policy, which means to say that when expenditure increases, infrastructure developed. As a increasing in infrastructure, various sectors of the economy will be developed. So therefore, we can say that there is a possibility of growth in the nation. Similarly, taxation policy. Here, what do you mean by a tax? Tax is a compulsory contribution paid by the citizens not expecting any direct benefit. Then how this taxation policy? This taxation policy has to be public friendly. How? Why this a public friendly? When it is a public friendly, obviously people spending power will be encouraged. People spending power will be generated. As generating the public spending power, obviously there is possibility of expansion of economic activity. So therefore, we can say that good tax policy of the government will encourage complete economic development. So therefore, it is a component of a fiscal policy as a taxation policy which encourages economic development in the nation. Next, public debt. What is a public debt? Debt raised by the government in the different kinds, that is internal debt, external debt. Internal debt within the country, external debt outside the country. So why this public debt? When there is a shortage of money for the economic development purpose, government is going to raise the debt. This debt again being deployed on the public. When this debt is again deployed on the public, as a result, there is a possibility of development in the name of infrastructure, encourage of economic activity, then all other multiple way expansion of economic activities will take place. Next, investment and disinvestment policy. Investment and disinvestment policy is also an important component of the government fiscal policy. What is that investment? In the process of investing, so that is how the savings has to be encouraged. Obviously, this investment is the function of savings. When savings increases, investment is also increases. When savings decreases, investment is also decreases. Then how to make this towards disinvestment policy? So that is how to discourage the savings and how to discourage this sell out this public sector shareholding. This is also an important policy which is being practiced by the government to encourage economic activities in the nation. Because of this investment, expansion of industries, because of this expansion of industries, output increases. Increased output again, what will happen? There is a possibility of increasing in the demand for goods, which means it is going to create its demand, as JB says that is when all supplies creates its own demand. Supply creates its own demand. Whatever the production takes place, it is going to create its own demand. Whatever the more production takes place, obviously it will have a demand, then money flow increases. As a result, in economic system, development of economic activities will be encouraged. Then surplus management. What is this surplus management? Surplus management means when government having more money than the expenditure. They have tax money, but they have less public expenditure. That is the time, that is also how to manage this. Where to spend, which sector is to spend, on which section of the society to be spent, and which social overhead like health, education, on which sector it has to be given priority. That is also to be decided by the government as a policy. So therefore we can say that surplus management is also an important component of a fiscal policy. Next, deficit financing. Deficit financing, it is the process of introduction of new money into the system as a fiscal policy. When there is a too much deficit is taking place, government take this decision by introducing new money. As a result, economic activities will get expanded, savings increases, investment increases, output of expansion of industries will take place, then output increases. Because of increased output, what is going to happen? There is a possibility, again, creation of employment opportunity. So like this, it is going to have a positive impact in the economy. With these different components of fiscal policy, government is going to achieve economic development, economic stability, economic growth. All the sections of the society, even unorganized section of the society, with the decision of this fiscal policy, government can reach out each and everybody in the society, even all the unorganized sector. So therefore, these are the different components of fiscal policy. Next, role of fiscal policy in a developing economies. In a developing economy, effective mobilization of resource in the name of taxation, public savings, private savings. So here government can take certain steps even to encourage private savings. Recently, when NDA government came into the power, they have encouraged Janadhana account, Sukanya account. Because of this Janadhana and Sukanya account, more public saving is going towards government. With that money, government can take and make development of the nation. So therefore, this fiscal policy method play a significant role and a very important role in the national building. Reduction in income and equality of wealth. How this will have an impact in the developing economies? Reduction of inequalities of income and wealth in the developing economies. See, developing economies, normally there is a reduction of more income and wealth inequalities. People are becoming richer and richer. People are becoming poorer and poorer. So government, what will they do? Government, they are going to give some incentives to the poor sections of the society. At the same time, government is going to reduce taxes towards poor people. Government is going to give concession towards farming families. Government is going to give interest concession towards these farming families. As a result, what will happen? The income inequalities in the nation, particularly developing economies, we can establish. Normally, this more vulnerability can be found in the developing nation. So this vulnerability can be somewhat, corrected only in the name of fiscal policy. So therefore, it is very important tool, that is fiscal policy, in the developing economies, in the reduction of income inequalities. Then price stability and control of inflation. Price stability and control of inflation, it is again top priority in the developing economies, because everybody is not having the same income. So therefore, prices has to be controlled. When these prices being controlled, everybody can purchase the good, then there will be no disparity. Then the control of inflation, when everybody is not having too much of money, all sections of the society is not having equal amount of money, what will happen? At the same time, they will be having equal amount of money, so therefore the equal amount they can pay in the name of price. So therefore, in developing economy, it is most important. Employment generation. What is this employment generation? Employment generation with reduction in the tax, savings increases, investment increases, expansion of industry will take place, output will be expanded, then employment will be generated in the developing economies. If this measure will take by the developing countries in the name of fiscal policy, then employment generation is possible. Balanced regional development. Some regions are developed, some regions are underdeveloped. That is the case. What will they do? They are going to impose some taxes on some people, and they are going to spend more money where underdeveloped region. So as a reason, the balanced regional development can be established. Then reducing the deficit in balance of payment. How this fiscal policy can establish reducing the deficit balance of payment? Here deficit balance of payment means less export, more imports. How this is going to impact? So when there is a less tax indigenously, some industries have been encouraged more exports. As a result, when there is a more export taking place because of reduction in the taxes, obviously deficit balance of payment problem will be solved in developing economies. Increasing in national income. National income is total money value of all goods and services produced in the country. How this is possible with the fiscal policy? So when government spending more money, obviously all the activities like agricultural activity, industrial activity, service sector activity, obviously combination of all these three sectors income will be encouraged. So therefore development is possible. Next, development of infrastructure. By the public spending, infrastructure obviously it will be developed. How it is going to be developed? That again by spending in the name of social overhead expenditure, that is health and education. With health and education is being developed in the developing countries, most of the problem will be get solved. When health and education is not developed in the developing economies, there will be so many other social issues. When these social issues has been stopped, obviously other overall personality, overall development will take place in the nation. Then foreign exchange earnings. This developing economies, foreign exchange earnings is possible with the fiscal policy. When there is a reduction in the taxes on some commodities, more goods and services being encouraged to export. As a result, we can earn more money. The same money can be used for the other purpose, for the other very important purpose, for the development of the nation. Then because of this nation, only for the export of the nation, we are using fiscal policy. Even that's also wrong thing, because we have to keep in mind future generation in the mind also, and also we have to save the other resources of the resources in the nation also in the nation for the sustainable development. By keeping all those kind of things, government will take decision to encourage economic development. Next, inflation and fiscal policy. Any country, it is one of a challenging issue. What is inflation? Inflation is the tendency of increasing in prices and decreasing in the value of currency. When inflation increases, then they are going to increase the tax, and as a result of increasing in the taxes, what will happen? There will be less money in the hands of individuals to spend. Then obviously the inflation will be controlled. So this is how where fiscal policy will have an impact on inflation. Then public expenditure, how it will have an impact on inflation. When there is a more inflation, they are going to reduce the public expenditure. When public expenditure is reduced, obviously there will be less money in the system. When there is a less money in the system, they do not have sufficient money to spend. Obviously, all the economic activities will get synchronized. Similarly, public debt, how public debt will have an impact on inflation and fiscal policy. Public debt will be having an impact on in the name of inflation. How it is going to be? Public debt will be reduced in the case of inflation. As a result, there is less money circulation in the system. So then all the economic activities will be contrasted. So they similarly, so that is economic policy will be generated. So therefore, so why there is a need of fiscal policy? There is a need of fiscal policy is needed to bring, so that is a reasonable amount of inflation in the system, price stability and economic development, growth, employment generation. So therefore, it is very important thing for a nation to achieve the things. Conclusion. So fiscal policy, with this when we understand, fiscal policy help us to accelerate the rate of economic growth by raising the rate of investment in public as well as private sector. In short, investment basic, capital goods industry, social overheads is the pillars of the economic development in any underdeveloped economy. So through this fiscal policy in underdeveloped economy, development can be achieved through the various investment, expansion of agriculture, expansion of industries, expansion of service sector. So therefore, we can say that it is fiscal policy play a significant role in the economic development of the nation. This is I would like to share with you all this my information. So please everybody share and subscribe my channel Dr. Srinivasaya K. So which is going to help us the knowledge distributing among everybody. My dears, thank you very much.